Gwendolyn. Today we are going to be talking about the part 2, where we're going to be doing a part 2 on safety in the pet spa.
So hang on, hold on, and we will be right back. Today's video is coming to you from the groomers who care and share. Today's video, we're just going to go over a few things that we left out in the last video. We wanted to add a couple extra things in just to briefly talk about some things. So I guess you can start.
So one of the things that we did not mention was that there are safety certificates. So one of the safety certificate that I took is the AKC certification. This includes things like animal handling, vaccines, contagious diseases, customers, cleaning, any medical issues, any kind of stuff like that. So, this also dealt with detecting problems with dogs, and that's a huge part of the groomer industry, is to be able to detect problems in dogs that come into your shop. Now, detecting and diagnosing are completely different things. Diagnosing, that is not a groomer's job. No groomer should be diagnosing a dog saying, this dog has an ear infection. That is the veterinarian's job. By detecting, we mean, this ear doesn't look right, so we're going to tell the owner that the ear doesn't look right. There's a defined line between detecting and diagnosing, which I learned how to do from my mom, right?
Yes, you did. Years and years ago, before I was a pet stylist, I was a veterinary technician. I got my license through the state of Pennsylvania, and long before that I worked in many vet hospitals, and that's how I actually got a lot of my animal handling skills, was in veterinary hospitals for years when I was a young teenager into my late teens. And then I did go to college and become a certified vet tech. But my passion was more to own my own business and to do more art kind of stuff. Like I feel like grooming's fancy and art, it gets out your creative side. So I did open my own pet spa, and my background as a veterinary technician was the best thing that I could have ever done. It just was amazing, because over the years I've found, I can't even count how many different kinds of cancers, from lymph node cancer, bone cancer, skin cancer, ear canal, the tumors in the ear canal cancer. There's all kinds of different cancers that I picked up on, and autoimmune issues, Cushing's. There's tons and tons of things that I found really early in pets that I was able to say, hey, I think that this dog is underweight, overweight, not looking like the right shape, or I noticed some bruising or this or that, and I need, it's really important that you go to the vet. I need you to take the dog to the vet to get looked at, to find out if there is anything going on. And then just over the years, it was so many things that have been found that wouldn't have been found if it wasn't for detecting the stuff early. So I'm a super stickler that I will never say to a client, I think it is this is probably what it is, this is it, because there are certain kinds of cancers inside the ear that could look like an ear infection, but it's actually a cancer and not an ear infection. There's way too many things that could be something that aren't something, that are something that aren't something. So that's all up to the veterinarian, and that's That's very strict in our shop. We just let the owners know what changes we've seen and noticed. I think a good example of like a lot of people, not just groomers, but a lot of people want to say, well, let's just try food or let's try this. I work pretty close. I send a lot of my clients to a local dermatologist who's amazing, and he specializes in skin. And then, oh, hi guys. Oh, hi Mimi. And that led to natural remedies for hair and skin and diet. Oh, hey Karen Sue. Yeah, so there is a lot of stuff that does go on that people will just automatically think it's this one specific thing, like diet, or whatever. But we do work close with a dermatologist, and we've sent so many clients to our local dermatologist who came back with actual, real, true, finalized results of like why the pet has the issues they do with their skin. You know of one example, Buddy, the white guy, the little white fluffy dog?
So there is a dog named Buddy. He's a little white fluffy dog. And he came into the pet spa and he chewed himself. He chewed himself to the skin.
Oh, it was
and
terrible.
He was a mess.
Yeah.
He was an absolute mess. It was horrible. So the owners took him to a dermatologist, and after months of trying to figure out what he's allergic to or what's going on, putting him on diets after diets.
That was before
Right.
they went to the dermatologist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So they finally went to the dermatologist and found out that it was actually the grass in their front yard that was causing the allergic reaction, which is just mind-blowing, right? So then after they took away the grass and didn't let him
They dug up their grass
Right,
and they
right.
poured stone all over their yard, and they made a stone yard.
he didn't let him walk in any grass, and he was like a brand
He
new
came back
dog.
like a brand new dog. All of his hair regrew. He didn't itch anymore. And one of the bigger things that we found pets are having allergies to is human dander. Huge. A lot of pets have allergies to human dander. We have, I think it's 3 clients that have 3 different pets from 3 different households that have allergies to human dander. So that's a whole nother thing. That's kind of like, wow, all these years you think it's something and then you can't even imagine. It is Watson's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday! Watson boy!
Watson.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when you take your dog to the pet spa, or if you're a groomer and you're noticing these things, the most important thing is that you're keeping records of exactly what has gone on. So you were saying earlier, like if a pet comes, well, because you do most of the notes in the shop and stuff, you do a lot of the writing right now.
Right.
So she really likes getting in the computer. We use 123 Pets software. They're amazing. We love them. And Gwendolyn really likes getting in there. There's a note section. And so
I love writing down the notes. I don't know why, but I love writing down all the notes. And why they're so important is, for an example, if a dog has a luxating patella, what we do is we highlight it with a bunch of stars, and we say, has luxating patella. This way, when the dog comes to the grooming shop and we notice, the back leg is
limping a little bit.
Yeah. Instead of freaking out,
The first thing the groomer does is go, oh my God.
Yeah, thinking, what's going on. So what we do is we just go to the notes and we're like, oh, this dog has luxating patella. Instead of, right.
Yeah. And you usually know, once you groom the dog a couple times,
Right.
but keeping detailed notes is super, super important, whether you're on paper, in a computer, or whatever. We want to say hi to Diamond in the Rough Pet Spa. We love you guys. Maggie, her honey, we love you guys. Hey guys, Patrick, oh my gosh, hey everybody. And then Mimi says happy birthday to Watson, and what's that? Oh, I think you explained the luxating patella. Did you explain what it is or no?
I didn't. Okay,
Oh.
so luxating patella, it usually occurs in small breeds. It is very, very common. It's when the knee pops out of its socket. And it's not super severe all the time. You usually...
There's different degrees.
Right, there's different degrees.
It's mild or severe depending.
Right. Yeah, it's
and
just
they
when the knee
usually,
pops
when
out
you
of its
put them down and they walk, or you hold them up and let them put their back legs down, it will usually go right back in place. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's not even anything necessarily that the groomer does. It happens at home when they're walking around. It just, it happens. So they can go in and work on that, but a lot of people tend to not do that if it's not severe. So, but that can, you know, be an issue in the grooming shop. You have to handle the pet differently, and you don't want to, you know, be lifting the knees at a certain angle or whatever. So having the notes in the computer is super important.
Right.
Yeah. And then, I mean, so notes on any kind of surgeries, any kind of sicknesses, any kind of issues as far as, you know, like diabetes, ongoing chronic ear infections, anything that you would need to know. Always keep record. And then, like, we'll have certain dogs that have, like, skin allergies, and then we'll put notes every single time, not just, like, your main notes up top, but every single time they come in, you document, okay, the left knee, there was some red skin on there. Underneath the right armpit, there was some red skin there. And then you just document so that if you ever have to look back, to let the owners know you have it. And it's a super, like, simple thing to do that just is...
It's really effective.
Like, you feel like it's a pain in the butt to take 2 seconds to do it, but it literally takes 30 seconds to do it. So just doing it is the most important thing. It's really easy. Now, I have had clients over the years who have dealt with some chronic issues in their pet, and I have heard a lot of people say, like, oh, I'll refuse service. That's really tough, because I feel like if I do that, then I am forcing the client to go to another groomer. That groomer may decide they're not going to do it if the person doesn't take care of it. So like an example of, like, a chronic ear infection. Maybe they have meds at home that they use all the time, and they're just not getting to the root cause or getting to the bottom of it, and the ears are a mess. Not everybody's going to go all the way and do the whole thing for that individual dog. So I tend to tell them every single time, this is what it, you know, the ears look bad, the ears are sore, the ears are itching, and just keep letting them know in hopes that they'll do something. I tell them flat out that they need to do something, and how severe it looks or seems to feel to the dog. But I have had people come right out to me and say, I'm not going to go any further, I'm just going to use what I have. And at that point, I just keep taking care of the pet, because I don't want them to have to go through a whole nother groomer, maybe another one after that, and, you know, just stay where they are. Never give medical advice, right?
Right.
Which would include anything like diagnosing or thinking that you can
Treating
an animal, because you're not going to treat. That's the veterinarian's job. Now, hooking up with veterinarians and knowing them and having the owners bring the information and knowing what's going on, that you can help the process with the vet go faster, is a great idea. That is a wonderful thing to do. And then the only other thing I think we wanted to go over today was about vaccines.
You told me you had a story to tell as well.
Oh, I do have a story to tell. So that's right, it has to do with safety as far as when you get a new client. That's right, I would have forgot to say that. Thank you. When you get a new client in, what you want to do is you want to go over every single detail of that pet. Any issues they've ever had, physical things, mental things, anything, sicknesses, hospitalizations, anything. Go over everything with the owner so you know that pet coming in. We do that, and you will not believe how many times people forget to tell you something simply because they live with their pet all the time. And their pet's normal is not necessarily your normal. So I had a cat handler helping me at the time, and you know who you are, and I love you, and I miss you. And she was holding a cat that was not the happiest cat in the world, because I had to shave him really fast, a big Maine Coon guy, and I had to shave him because he was matted solid. So what happened was his owner passed away. It was very unfortunate, and the kids took the cat, but right before the owner passed, it was, I guess, months, it was long time that he was passing, so the cat kind of got, wasn't taken to the groomer. So when we got him, he was really knotted, and like along his side, he was matted like real thick all the way here. And I was shaving, and my handler could not find his back leg. And we realized the back leg is up all the way along his side, stuck underneath the mats. So I'm trying to shave without hitting the leg. And the cat's getting a little bit upset. I'm getting like, oh God, where is his leg? Because I couldn't find his leg, and I kept shaving and shaving. It was this huge, thick mat over it. Well, I shaved the whole thing off, and there was no leg. They forgot to tell me he had 3 legs.
Oh.
So this is crazy because I go over everything with everyone, but they literally are so used to him having 3 legs that they never even thought to tell me, and that's why all that matting was there, because they forgot to tell me it was there, because the matting was there from crawling on the ground, dragging on that side, and they hadn't, weren't able to get him to the groomer with everything happening. I just want to say hi to everybody on chat, if anybody's there. Mickey's laughing. That was my crazy fun story. So as far as safety, that wasn't so much safety because we had the cat totally under control, everything was good. But if you have a dog with a certain issue or a cat with a certain issue, you need to really get to the bottom of those issues and know them before you start working on them. Vaccines, we were gonna, hi, oh Tim, oh my God, I miss you so much. I love Tim. Okay, so vaccines are, depending the state that you live in, depending on the area you live in, will depend on what is required or not. In our area, like, nothing's required. By law, animals have to have rabies, but there's no laws of whether or not a groomer has to ask for proof or anything like that. So we do know that there are some places that don't ask for any proof of vaccines. We require rabies, distemper, and the kennel cough, the Bordetella vaccine, to prevent the kennel cough.
Right.
If we were in a more populated area,
we might want to get the flu.
We'd probably also require the flu vaccine, but we're not in that area. And a lot of our clients actually have the kennel cough in the flu vaccine anyway. But yeah, so as far as kennel cough, I mean, it depends if you're doing 1 pet in, 1 pet out. It's not as, I don't feel like it's as needed, but you still are having them come in and out, walk on the floor, sniff the counters, sniff everything, have their face up against your grooming equipment. So we do it for safety because that's very contagious, easily contagious. So we went over pretty much everything I think we wanted to cover today.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna miss you.
miss you
But
so.
Gwendolyn is not going to be here next week.
Hey, yes I am.
Not for the live.
I know.
So what we're going to do is we are going to see if my sister can join us. And her name is Leah.
Leah.
Okay. And Leah and I are going to...
Hi,
Oh, there
Leah.
she made it. Okay. Hi, Leah.
She's not looking in our direction, I don't think. Or,
Well, I don't know if anybody can see Leah. Hi, Leah. So Leah is on, and we're going to have her join us next week for a live feed that we're going to go over much more detail of finding things on pets in the grooming shop. So, like, way more detailed. With my veterinary background, everything I've been through over the years, I'm gonna put together a live feed. Leah is in the back bathing animals, so she's drying and she finds tons of stuff because I taught her a whole bunch of stuff to look for. Hey, Deborah. So next week we're gonna do like these diseases, medical issues, things that you can find to help you detect problems that you can let the clients know. And it would be a great video for clients too, right? Because you don't have to be a groomer to notice things. It's just harder when you see your dog or cat every single day. Like when they gain 2 pounds, you don't notice. When they lose 2 pounds, you don't notice. So that's what we're gonna do, everybody.
all right. I'm gonna miss you guys so much. Who will be here next week?
She'll be back.
I'll be back.
Have a great night, guys. Thanks.
Bye.